Ethic is just a huge part of where I've gotten in my career. And so I'm happy to share it with you and talk about all the details involved with it. So, in a nutshell, my life includes my wonderful three daughters, my amazing husband that's always been very supportive for me. I'm the official agent to the San Diego Padres, and I also have been ranked number one Coldwell banker in the state of California, also top five in the country as well. And I'm an avid runner. I'm very into that's the only time I really have to myself early in the morning for what I do. And I very passionate about everything that is listed on that in the nutshell for me. So um, a lot of people always tell me that I work too much, I work too hard, I'm obsessed, I'm consumed, and it's funny because I over the years, have defended it, but I've really gotten to own it because my business is not for everyone, but I think people's work ethic should be. And I really enjoy doing what I do and working as hard as I do, and it's really who I am and it's who I've become over the years, and I really wouldn't want to change it. It's really something that I'm passionate about, and I've grown to really embrace it. So with work ethic, ethic breaks down to efficient, timely, habitual, impactful, and communicative. Those are all excellent features and descriptions of what a work ethic should be comprised of. So efficiency. So everyone's definition of being efficient is whatever they want to make of it. What I've learned, starting even from cold calling before I was in real estate, I sold yellow page advertising. One of the hardest sales, cold calling, people telling you no, thousands of no's before a yes. So you just really had to make use of your time and become efficient at what you do, prioritize. We all have 24 hours in the same day. Everyone uses it differently. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your daily efficiency and how could you improve on it? Some people say that they like to, have different types of tabs open on a computer all day, have Outlook kind of beep them throughout the day, different calendars, different schedules. It's whatever works for you, but you need to find what works for you in order to be the most efficient and make the most use of your time. So speaking of time, the word timely really references the ability to get things done quickly and on time. In this day and age, people expect immediacy because that's really what the world is about. You have text, you have email, you have um, phone calls. I mean, people want answers right away. And so if you're busy on another appointment or you're, not responding to people for a whole day, I mean, sometimes you could lose a client that way. And people really want to be responded to quickly. And, if not, then they can move on to someone else who is. So you really have to keep track of that as well as, actions lead into insight and then insight leads to action. So you don't want to overthink things. And when you give your word, your efficiency shares the type of person who you are. So, if someone's going to be trusting you and you're saying, I'm going to get it to you at this time, you have to make sure if you say, oh, I'll email you in a couple of hours that contact, or oh, I'll give you a contractor's information, and you don't do it, then that takes away your credibility as a professional to your client. So it's really important to remain timely and to do things what you say you're going to do and act on them. So habitual. So really, I often get asked, how come you don't start a team? Is that have anything to do with habits that I build on, etc. Um, you know, I for lack of better words, besides being extremely a personality, I just really like to be involved with every transaction and with every client. And again, that takes a lot of time and energy and effort. And that's why it's important to, stay up on, following up, responding, in a timely response, making sure that you do keep all of these efficiency factors in place. I mean, are you passionate about what you do? Because if you're not, it's going to be highly unlikely to build supportive habits. I think the passion that I have for what I do really exudes from me and my clients and people that I meet. I mean, this is what I do. I always tell people real estate is not a job. It's not even a career. It's like a way of life. And again, that doesn't have to be for everyone. That's what it is for me. And so I just really embrace that. And that's how I'm able to just continue on growing each year and, keeping these same habits of constantly, being, professional, following up, responding quickly. Your routines will really shape your business and your dedication will shape your future. And so if you don't have a routine, you're not going to be able to wake up every day and continue sometimes what you're doing. You need to have a purpose, you need to have different goals. And I think it's really important to get into really good positive habits to keep that up. So impactful. So my Padres partnership was initially the combination of making an impact on different people. I get that question a lot. How did you become involved with the Padres? I had a client over 10 years ago that ended up working for the HR director of the Padres. And through that affiliation and another client that I helped for the Padres, I was able to get an introduction and meet with the CEO and CFO, and through my credentials was able to form a partnership based on all of the years of hard work and effort, trying to exceed in my field. So it was really, it's been almost now 8 years being the official agent for the Padres. And it's a wonderful affiliation, and I'm very humbled to be a part of it. And it really is a reflection, I think, of all my hard work and efforts over the years as well. Your family, friends, and acquaintances will only refer to you if they remember you. So, there's over 27,000 agents in San Diego County currently. Everyone knows a real estate agent. Everyone knows someone's brother, sister's friend's cousin. So you need to stand out. You need to do something impactful. You need to have, whether it's sending them gifts, whether it's calling, to wish them happy birthday, happy holidays. I'm just thinking of you and your family, making sure everything is okay. And you don't have to call. You could text, you could email. But you have to make yourself stand out. You have to definitely be someone that they're going to want to remember. And, whether that's just your kind personality or providing additional information. I mean, there's so many different things, but you just don't want to get lost in, the big sea of everything. Um, and set the stage for future relationships during every meeting. Be the person you want to meet. So, whether sometimes when you meet with people, they might not be interested in buying or selling for a year or maybe even ever. They might just want to, get the details on the market, but they might have, their best friend that's looking to sell, and they're like, hey, I met with this great agent. They knew I wasn't ready to do anything, but they took the time, listened to me, gave me all this insightful information. So you just never know. I'll never forget. I had gotten almost $6 million listing through a contact that I sold a $200,000 condo. So I always am a firm believer of, it doesn't matter what price point someone is at. You never know where that could take you. And that's why I really feel you have to treat everyone just as if they're a $10 million buyer or seller. Communicative. So touch base with every client or prospect 1 to 3 times a week, but don't get hindered by structure. So really, and that goes back to email, phone, text. I mean, we're in such a great era of having all this technology. Obviously, if you had to drive and go to people's homes and visit and meet with everyone, there wouldn't be enough time in the day for that. So just a quick text or email, honestly, sometimes for me at night, it's relaxing to just go through some of my database and email people at like midnight, just touching base. And again, this could be just my over, consumingness of being in real estate. But you have to find what works for you, because sometimes you're busy throughout the day, and you're not going to be able to do that. So again, it's all just setting your own internal expectations, and only you know what you're able and capable of. And diversify your conversations with phone calls and textings and emails, just like I mentioned. And most people don't know, but I actually majored in journalism. And because of that, I always tell people, initially I wanted to be a copywriter, and I minored in psychology. So it's funny because I say, well, I don't write copy, but I write contracts and I listen to people's problems. So you got this psychology aspect of it and the journalism aspect all in one. So you just never know where your degree might take you.
So I wanna jump on with you because you actually were extremely timely and went through a lot of information, a lot of dense information in a quick amount of time. So I really appreciate that. And I wanted to jump on because recently we had International Women's Day, and you have recently been considered, I believe it was one of the most influential women. There was a source that named you. Am I correct?
San Diego Magazine. That was last year, actually.